War in Ukraine, the 11th of April. Short news. The oil price has been volatile and has continued down since yesterday. The latest figures for Russian URAL oil shows that it has gone below $50 per barrel and is selling for between $47 and $48 per barrel. The Russian budget has set the oil price to be around $70 per barrel. The latest figures for production, transport and rebate for Russian oil would see any price under $40 per barrel be the breaking point, where they will not make any profit. The ongoing trade war between USA and China is having a likely unintentional effect of pushing the oil price down. Even without the trade war, the oil price was expected to decrease this year. A price point of $40 per barrel for Russian Ural oil does not seem impossible at this time. The situation on the ground. Weather today. Kharkiv, mostly cloudy, some chance of rain. Svatova, partly cloudy, some chance of limited rain in the afternoon. Donetsk City, light rain during the day. Kherson City, light rain clearing up towards the evening. The Ukrainian General Staff reported 148 combat engagements in the last 24 hours. Kursk area, 24 combat engagements reported over the last day. I have no confirmed changes during that time. Russian sources claim to have taken a Ukrainian settlement in the northern part of this map, but that is not confirmed. We have some reported Ukrainian counterattacks in this area, but I have no additional information regarding them. Heavy fighting is expected to continue over the coming weeks. We have ongoing reports of Ukrainian attacks into Belgorod Oblast, but I have no good information regarding the fighting there at this time. North of Kharkiv, 4 Russian attacks reported, no confirmed changes. I have no new information. The situation is stable. Kupiansk-Svatova area. The Ukrainian General Staff reported 5 Russian attacks. We have a reported Ukrainian counterattack at Kupiansk. I have no confirmed changes since yesterday. We have reports of some Russian mechanized attacks during the last week. Expect ongoing fighting. Russian gains north of Kupiansk are probable over the coming week. In the rest of this sector, Russian gains are less likely. Minor Russian gains are not impossible. Kremina area, 13 Russian attacks reported. We have heavy Russian attacks but no confirmed gains since yesterday. Russian attacks are focused between Tarny and Makivka. Likely we are seeing the heaviest fighting northwest of Tarny over the Sharabets River. I expect fighting at this level over the coming week. Russian gains are not improbable. Sivarsk salient, Bakhmut, Toretsk. At the Sivarsk salient we had limited Russian attacks, no gains. The situation is assessed as stable. At Chasiv Yar we had 3 combat engagements reported by the Ukrainian General Staff. We have a dynamic battle inside Chasiv Yar with minor gains for both sides. The overall situation has not changed. At Toretsk we had 22 Russian attacks. We have Russian gains southwest of Toretsk, where it looks like Ukrainian forces pulled back from the Alexandropil area. We have possible Russian gains at Nelipivka, but they are not confirmed. We have a Ukrainian counterattack reported, but no additional information regarding that. Expect very heavy fighting here. Russian gains are probable over the coming week, likely limited. Ukrainian gains are possible during that time period. Donetsk City area, Pokrovsk sector. 53 Russian attacks reported. We have limited Russian gains west of Novoalexandrivka, which is southwest of Pokrovsk. We also have a probable Russian minor gain at Lysivka, which is southeast of Pokrovsk. No other significant changes in this area. The overall situation has not changed. Ukrainian sources report limited Russian mechanized attacks on a relatively frequent basis. Usually they are trying to use bad weather conditions with relatively limited success in their attacks. We can expect heavy fighting. Limited changes are likely over the coming week. Ukrainian counterattacks are also likely over the coming week. West of Donetsk city. Ongoing Russian attacks, no confirmed gains. Russian sources claim some gains west of Rosliv, but I have no additional information regarding those claims. For now, they are assessed as less likely. Vremivka area. Russian attacks continue between the rivers Mokry and Vorona. No confirmed changes. Russian sources claim gains at Fedorivka, but they are not confirmed. Kamyansk area. Russian attacks continue from the Orikhiv area to the Kamyansk area. No confirmed gains. Russian sources claim gains direction Mali-Sharbaki, but they are not confirmed. Russian gains in that direction are not improbable. General conclusions. No major changes since yesterday. Russian attacks continue at a relatively high level, but Russian gains are very limited. Russian losses are likely very significant, but they have somewhat decreased from the extremely high levels we saw during 2024. The biggest news is the oil price and its decline. The Russian URAL oil price is heading down towards $45 per barrel, and that will put an increased strain on the Russian economy. The oil price has been expected to decline during this year, but the trade war between USA and China has seen the price drop significantly more than expected and much quicker. If this trade war continues, we can also expect lower mineral prices, which will also hit Russian revenues. The Russian wealth fund is at $39 billion, down from $108 billion before Russia invaded Ukraine. The problem Russia will have is access to markets where they can borrow money. Now Russia is not running out of money, but they will have to start squeezing domestic resources or companies inside Russia to make up for a lower oil price. That is really cannibalizing their economy in the short term for heavy long-term impact. In the short to medium term, this will put a strain on the Russian economy, and that is especially true if the Chinese economy slows down, which at this time is likely. Should we see the oil price dip below $40 per barrel for Russian Ural oil for a prolonged time, that will almost constitute a crisis for the Russian economy. Even below $50 per barrel, it will be very problematic for the Russian state to handle over the long term. Short to medium term, this will likely not have any direct impact on the war in Ukraine. Medium to long term, Russia will struggle with investments in their war economy, and as the old Soviet stock of hardware is running low or out, heavy investments will be needed. End of report.